Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a unit review that I held off on, not particularly just because of the day that it is that this fit will be going up, but also just because I've been incredibly busy and yeah, sorry, that kind of sucks. But I have been doing some more streaming lately, so that is another reason. But here we are today on Valentine's Day to talk about who else other than Vincent. Vincent Valentine. Yeah, that's basically my excuse for not getting this review up sooner. First of all, he's a fan favorite. Lots of people like Vincent, and quite frankly so. He has an interesting story, he has an interesting design, he had interesting limit breaks. He's just interesting, and his limit burst is absolutely fantastic looking in the game. Now, of course, you can't see them all in the gallery mode for some reason. But anyway, Vincent is cool. Let's get on with it. So, first of all, you'll notice that I have put 0 attack pots in because I put so much work into Tifa and CG Hayu lately, and there just hasn't been enough to go around. So, here's the thing, Vincent can still have an extra 65 attack points as well as a lot of extra HP. This is important because he's already at 1638 and he could in theory go a lot better. But what else? Well, for our Vincent today, I haven't had the best of luck in the weapon raid. Every time I try and bring this thing, I get nothing but magic enhancements, so maybe before the end of the raid, I will be able to get something decent on this bad boy, especially since it's a Super TMR. It is Vincent's Super TMR. And speaking of TMR, let's talk about something else that is valuable about Vincent. First of all, Vincent's TMR, his regular TMR, is just kind of awesome. It is a plus 60% attack, minus 30% to spirit. So if you want that extra boost of attack and you don't want to have to give a crap what weapon you have on, Vincent's TMR is for you. It is a huge amount of attack. It is one of the, I think it's just the biggest. Now there is the drawback of losing spirit, but if you have a good tank on your side, shouldn't freaking matter. His Super Trust Mastery, on the other hand, I have to say I'm a little disappointed considering when he came out. So it is a true dual-hand weapon, it is a gun, it is 175 attack with a 1.3 to 1.7 times damage variance and 70% accuracy. That 70% accuracy is really nice. It is actually really nice. But there was another big gun that came out recently in the Super TMRs, which was CG Jake's, which had extra limit burst damage. So as much as I love this one, I'm a little split on it. I guess the big thing is the accuracy. 70% accuracy is pretty amazing. At least I don't think. CG Jake, if my computer, I didn't look him up before this. But CG Jake's gun is, I mean, if you had the choice between it, there he is. Quickly pull him up, because I did pull up quite a few units to talk about during this review. There it is. It's only a 60% accuracy, but a 1.3 times limit burst damage up for CG Jake's, but it's only 160 attack. Many things to consider. Okay, they're probably fairly equal, but unfortunately I would have liked Vincent to just be better than CG Jake's Super TMR, because forget CG Jake. Always forget CG Jake. Now, Vincent's limit burst is pretty cool. At a 7-star maxed out version, it is a 650% AoE one-hit physical attack, ignoring 50% defense, so basically 1300%. And it also has a 70% chance to OHKO, so not bad in Arena. And some people have pointed out something rather truthful. Why care? Why bring him to Arena and not Vanille? Or Kate Sith. Both of their limit bursts have OHKOs. I don't know. My only thought is that Vincent is much tougher and better statted, so if he is one of your main damage dealers, who cares about Vanille? Might as well just bring a better quality unit that won't die as easy. I don't know. That's my thoughts. Also, by equipping his TMR, you get a 5-turn, 100% physical damage versus Beast and Machine by using his limit burst. So 5 turns is a long time, and 100% extra damage versus Beast and Machines? Okay, it's situational, and that is a definite word I use to describe Vincent, but natural Beast and Machine Killers are pretty nice, and giving yourself some by still doing just a attack is also nice. It's nice. So what does Vincent have in his kit that is really any good? Well, he does have a 28 MP ability that is a 5-hit 300%, 50% confuse, and self gives himself 100% extra in attack. Nice. I mean, for 28 MP, that seems like fairly good value. He has a natural healing as well as a 5% MP recovery per turn, which is nice. I'm starting to get not super fond of units who don't just have MP recovery in their kit, because running out of MP sucks. Really sucks. And yes, there are support units, but meh. Now, here are the two things. He has a 245 MP abilities, which are 5-turn, gives 100% damage either first if it's fire against beasts, if it's a thunder attack versus machines. Seems fairly good. It's also 350% AoE. Fire, in Fire's case, 3-hit physical attack. In Thunder's case, 7-hit physical attack. So Thunder got the better deal, but they're both AoE, so that's kind of nice. Kind of nice. He has natural attack increase. He has a nice little single target 1-hit physical attack that's 335% and ignores 50% defense. That's really good. He gives himself extra HP as well as a 100% poison, blind, paralyze, and virus resist. Hey, I said it right this time. But a 54 MP in his 6-star kit is a 670% 15 hit at 10 frames physical attack. So definitely probably 100% almost always only hits with himself. 10 frames could chain in with a few abilities, but 15 is kind of a weird number. But it is a really good chaining attack, especially if you are against a machine and just happen to have the machine killer up. Then using this ability for 54 MP, pretty good. Of course, Vincent will only single use it, so that's something to consider. It does make me wonder if perhaps a dual wield would be an interesting build on him, but he probably loses too much attack, so we won't talk about it. Now, for 48 MP, he can debuff a single target 45% for all the stats, so basically full break, but also 30% chance to poison, blind, silence, paralyze, confuse, virus, or petrify, with 100% chance to sleep, which isn't that great. I mean, there are better debuffers out there by a long shot. Maybe this will become okay with some enhancements, but that's so far off it's not even worth talking about. What is worth talking about is in his 6-star kit, for having a true dual-hand weapon on him, he gives himself an extra 100% attack and 25% accuracy. So at this point, we're pretty much up to 95% accuracy. That's really good. Now, he has an extra AoE physical hit, which is 52 MP, and then we get into his 7-star, and his 7-star is kind of interesting. So first of all, and weirdly, he gets a cooldown ability before his TMR ability is listed. That's kind of different. I don't know, maybe Alum forgot to hit Organize, but available on turn 1, a 5-turn cooldown, he gives himself a 5-turn plus 250% attack boost as well as a 5-turn plus 100% physical damage versus beast and machines, and a 5-turn 200% limit burst fill rate for himself. Now, having a 250% bonus in his kit that lasts for 5 turns, yeah, it's only him. But 2 Vincents, since they are true dual-wield units, that is big. That is really, really big and a good 1-turn investment. Sometimes I talk about, you know, with CG Sakura, like, well, you have to spend 1 turn and then you get 1 turn use of a 5 cast ability. Yeah, that's a big turn. But having someone who's primarily based in attack and just a ton of attack in his kit, and then you give him a way to increase his attack by 250% naturally, it's fairly big. And he has a chaining move, but he can't double equip the chaining move, so still, this ability is really awesome. It just gives him a ton of extra power. I love Tifa for having a 200% boost in her kit and an extra 50% on a true dual wield, which true dual wield units just build tons of attack. 250% is really big. But anyway, let's continue. For equipping his TMR, of course, he enhances his limit burst, but he also gets 40% extra attack, 20% spirit, and 100% dark resistance. Not bad. He's immune to dark. Seems good if we ever have a dark challenge. Maybe Anima. Maybe, I hope Anima's considered a beast or a machine. Anywho, moving on. He has gun mastery in his 7-star. It's a little disappointing it's not in his 6-star kit, but for people who only get 1 of him. But 50% attack is 50% attack. Then he gets an extra 30% attack, 20% HP, and 50% physical damage versus beasts and machines. So at this point, he's stacked 150%, and that's outside of whatever summon you can put on him that has killers in it. He gives himself 20% spirit to make up for his TMR, but it's okay. And his last one is a 30% to defense and spirit, and 200% damage modifier for a couple attacks. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 attacks? And 100% modifier for 2 other of his attacks. So basically he has some modifiers for his abilities to make them stronger by reaching level 120. Now, here's a question. Why, and I saw this question posted, why is Vincent rated so high? What's the big deal there? Well, taking a look at a lot of true dual hands base stats is kind of important to look at. So, take CG Jake. He has a 202 base attack with 65 extra points added. Okay. Tifa recently, 199 with a 50 bonus from stat pots. CG Hayu, 203 with 65 bonus for stat pots. And Cloud, 204 with 65 bonus for stat pots. So why are these numbers so important? Well, Vincent is as well a 203 65 stat for attack. Sorry, slip of the tongue. Anyway, that extra point of attack does put him really high and puts him on a similar level to CG Hayu. Now, of course, Cloud has that 1 extra point of attack, which does make a difference. It does make it a difference for sure. Especially when you're trying to stack as much attack percentage as you possibly can. But Vincent really in his kit just has a lot of boosting to attack outside of all the true dual hand and other stuff you can get him. So for instance, right now my Vincent is at 1638. Now he does have a super TMR, although poorly enhanced. His armor could be a little bit better, could have a better hat, could have a second elf freed glove, which would make a lot of difference. But if we go down, and since it's Valentine's Day, Vincent's getting a bit of an extended look. So the thing we want to equip is True Dual Hand, which should make a bit of a difference. The thing is that Vincent can stack a lot of attack, just like Cloud can, which makes him, you know, what's the word? Strong. It makes Vincent strong. Now, is it necessarily as good as CG Hayu? I mean, technically, Cloud is nowhere near as good as CG Hayu right now. 1931. 1931 without any stat pots. That's really, really high. Now, of course, my CG Hayu is better, but my CG Hayu also has been stat potted. So let's take a look at some of his skills. And to make sure that we're going to be showing off him as best we can, we'll make sure to be running MP regen, so hopefully we have enough. And I guess I could have put Ifrit on this, or instead of Ifrit I could have put Odin. I'm not quite used to having Odin yet, but let's show off his cooldown ability. So he already boosted himself to 2,438, and if I just had a little bit more True Dual Hand, I think I could potentially, with this and stat pots, probably get him close to 3,000 attack with his own boost. But for 5 turns, you're basically getting a lot of value, and then you just have to use his cooldown ability again, which will be pretty much ready by then, if not completely ready. But the point being is, why is CG Hayu rated so high? Or not CG Hayu, of course CG Hayu is rated so high. Why Vincent is rated so high is because he has a super high attack and a super high attack bonus. Out of many units, there are not even Cloud can give himself a 250% bonus. It makes Vincent very, very strong. So let's try his 254 MP abilities. First of all, the one that is just a single hit and ignores defense. Not bad. The true weakness of a lot of Vincent's kit and the true strength of, well, first of all, let's talk about the true weakness of his kit. First of all, chaining wise, pretty much himself. You might be able to get away with chaining with a couple of 10 hitters that are dual wielding. Ran out the music rather quickly today. Anywho, his chaining does require a certain person to chain with, which is basically himself. Will you find friend units? Yeah, I think you can. If not, you could request it. But the big thing to me is that when it comes to Vincent's kit, it's a little obviously situational. If the boss was a beast or a machine, I would rather bring this guy than anyone else. So let's show off his limit burst, because this thing's freaking cool. Chaos! And look at that skull. It's even polygoned. That's a really nice little thing. And it did a fair amount of damage. Wow. It did more damage than I thought it would. But yeah, Vincent is a very strong character, if for no other reason than the fact that really it's 1 turn penalty for 4 extra turns at 250% attack. Now, of course, if you get dispelled, that kind of sucks, but he can get it fairly quickly. The other problem is that he can't dual cast a lot of his abilities, which is something that Cloud, Squall, and CG Hayu can all do. And CG Hayu has the ability of doing 3. So here's the question then. Is Vincent the next big thing? No. The easy answer is just no. He's not the next big thing. He's not going to replace CG Hayu. But there's a reason why this guy is rated so highly. It's because he is very strong. He is an incredibly strong unit. Just going to put on some MP recovery real quickly here. But he has a lot of good things in his kit that some other physical attackers just don't have. Like, for instance, MP regen. I think that, like I have said, I think that is incredibly important. So let's try and just chain this in. That did considerably more damage. Let's try more. But yeah, 51 million. That feels pretty good. Probably way timing off. Yeah, had to wait for a while. But I do think there is a very clear reason why Vincent is so strong. And you could make him stronger by giving, like any true dual hand, really, the question is, will we ever get a type of weapon that he can use that is true dual hand, that is elemental? And what element would be best for Vincent? Honestly, I don't know. But, so other than having no elemental imbuing into some of his bigger attacks, not being able to double cast some of his abilities, that 250% cooldown ability really goes a long way into making Vincent just a very, very powerful unit. And once I have the 65 attack extra put into him, as well as hopefully if I ever get a second Elfried, possibly my first Cloud, I can push this guy even further than he already is. But he's definitely a fantastic unit, and he is worthy of the 5-star. Tifa got a lot of attention from me because, what can I say? I have a bit of a crush on Tifa. But Mr. Valentine, he is not any kind of a slouch. Though if you're on the global side and you want to use him, start farming the true dual hand stuff. So that's all for now. I will see you in the next unit review.